Hey folks, this is Walt, and this is Wargate, Forgotten Ruin, The Shattered Sea. And our actual play of the Forgotten Ruin role-playing game, starting with our table of very motivated operators. We have J-Mac playing the Necromancer Crowley.
Trying not to be either overwhelmed or underwhelmed. I'm working on being whelming.
Well, we'll take steps to see that happen. Speaking of taking steps, we have Bren Villanueva being played by Sparky.
Hello.
I see you are recovering some facial hair after last week's tragic failure at the negotiation table.
Yeah, it may have actually been an unfortunate accident. There's a lot of misinformation going around. But reactions were intense.
Intense.
Yeah.
What kind
a
of
lot of judgment from the dogs. Cries of tragic loss from various people, and some people were happy about it. Most of them are sad.
Definitely not tragic. Bringing it the other way, we have Chaos Actual playing Rock Powers.
Rock Powers, everybody. Hey, it's good to be here. I just recorded a podcast for the Control Alt Revolt Signal channel. If you want to go over there and get yourself on a watch list, go ahead.
I'm already on it.
Yeah, I'm already on it.
All the cool kids are.
I think you can pre-reserve your space for the gulag now.
Well, it's possible. I got to tell you though, the Control Alt Revolt special, like little protected area, so to speak, that you launched this week.
Yes.
If I want to scare the crap out of my dogs, I just put the volume up on my phone and just put that in the middle of the room, and it's like ding, 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 and freaking out.
I was surprised that channel lit up like as fast as it did. Because
like
usually when you do things as an author, like 3 of your super fans, like, I'll come over and humor you. And you're like, no, we're all lonely. And then now, like, everybody took over the channel. And, like, I don't even think anybody knows it's about me anymore.
Yeah. It's
just drop it in. Like, you know, like when you would have, like, when the Intellivision first came out, or ColecoVision or Atari, and some friend had it, and you got to stay over at their house for the night. They're like, well, I guess I'm going to go to bed. And you're like, night.
I can't wait for the day where you're like, hey guys, I got a new book coming out, and somebody's going to look at you and go, excuse me, that's not the place for this.
Yeah. They'll have me ban. The moderator will have me ban. Like, hey, we don't pimp books here. It's like, but it's my channel.
It was
your channel.
And speaking of taking over the channel, we have Samson making a guest appearance.
Gentlemen.
He is being played by Bear, one of the Dark Ops insiders from Galaxy's Edge. What's going on, dude?
Yep. I have dice, orange dice, and they are very bad.
We look forward to seeing you play with your orange dice. Why don't you tell folks a little bit about yourself?
Because there's not much to say, I'm very boring. I'm very not average because I'm 6'8", and I look down. Yep, I look down on all the little people that walk around, and I laugh at them. Except when I go shopping and the stupid stuff hangs in my face that they have hanging from the ceiling. That's not so much fun.
See, Walt is of Sicilian descent, right? It's the breadbasket of Italy.
Yeah.
Why do you think the Romans and the Italians have always been so freaked out about the murder Germans?
Well, to be fair, I'm not really German. My ancestors are like Czechs. So we are Slavic people.
Yeah, all of those people. Like
are giants.
The murder checks out.
All the little people clustered around the Mediterranean.
Yep. Because I mean, think about it. You're a Roman, you know, you walk north a little bit, and all of a sudden there are giants, and everybody just turns around and goes, hey, you going to do something about that? Because if you're not, we're going to have to get like 13 dudes.
Yeah, just don't decimate them.
So when we last left our intrepid heroes, they battled their way through the swamps in the Southern Islands, finding their way to the City of Lost Stars. They were approached and then challenged by a champion for the right to enter the Temple of the Lost Faith. It turned out that Bren Villanueva took on that champion, a lizard king that basically wrestled him to a standstill. Taking a little bit of inspiration, Captain Rock Powers took some of his cursed dice, throwing them at the champion, hoping to get those dice in its mouth for its effects to take hold, and instead dropping a ballista appearing in the center of the battle space. Things got interesting for the lizard man after that, until it wasn't, and after securing their win via the ballista, the crew faced down a team of lizard hitmen intent on stopping their advance. Bolstered by their victory and the head of the champion they were carrying, they made their way into the necropolis to find a molecular forge held captive by the tribes as well as the members of the Crimson Grove. A firefight ensues, leading the crew to taking the soul stones with a command to the new Lizard King: build a grand temple. So before you guys touch off and start your trek back toward Deathbreak Island, are you employing anything from the forge? Are you printing anything from the forge before you leave?
Well, I need a new sniper rifle and a carbine, as we talked about.
All right. Which sniper rifle are you taking?
I guess I'm going with that Desert Tech HTI for, when we have the WTF moment where we got to hit it with something massive.
375 Chaytak, 408 or 50 cal?
408. Why not?
And how many rounds?
How many spare magazines I'm carrying, or
rounds.
How many rounds?
Yeah, like how many? Carry? Yeah, they can print you in a timely fashion. They can print you the rifle, a magazine, and some rounds.
Our firefights are usually pretty short. Give me a couple dozen rounds.
All right. Chaos Actual. Are you printing anything before you leave?
I am. I have 2 magazines, and I think one is empty.
For the Desert Eagle?
For the Desert Eagle. So I would like 5 more magazines, because I always buy 7 magazines for every weapon, because I'm from the Cold War.
It's true. That was the combat load back then.
Yeah, I had some GWOT guy be like, no one carries that anymore. I'm like, I know. That's what makes me old. So I would like that. I made the forge. I would like the highest grain load I could get. So is that like 250, 320?
On a 50 cal?
Yeah.
I'm not even sure. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, that's fine.
Let's call it high power. I would just like 50 caliber, high power. You better fire this with both hands.
Just call it a 50 AE BFR.
Yes. Okay. Okay. And then one last, this is just for me. This is just a me thing. A bottle of Isabella's Islay whiskey is the most expensive whiskey that money can buy. The price tag is more than $6 million that comes with a bottle of this whiskey. And it is because the container contains 8,500 diamonds, 300 rubies, and exquisite white gold. Talking about the whiskey is one of the finest ever and the epitome of luxury Scotch. So I don't know that it could print the bottle out, but I would like the whiskey.
Just one second. Hashtag sponsored. Okay, now go.
Hey, Walt.
Yes.
Make that. Can you make that 15 rounds? Because that actually makes sense considering their 5-round capacity.
Okay.
And if I can't have that, I'll have the 6-liter Macallan, which is one of the oldest and most expensive whiskeys in the world.
Oh my!
This
God.
man has his priorities straight.
I have a Desert Eagle and an expensive whiskey.
I need to try some Yamasaki.
Don't toy with me.
Gotcha. And
I was
J-Mac.
thinking about.
Okay, so I haven't really been keeping track of my levels or anything, or my spells. So I'm going to ask the DM, do I have the ability to reanimate a corpse yet?
Hold on, I got you. Let me.
Could
find
you
the
play
thing.
my character for me, Dungeon Master?
Pretty much. Well,
You know,
I
as Walt looks that up, I will
Hey,
tell an
Matt.
interesting story about early gaming in the 1980s. I was this little swimmer baseball kid, and I walked into the local game store, and all the high functioning Asperger's math and science nerds were in there, and they taught me how to play Starfleet Battles, and I could never figure out, you know, like how to understand the mechanics of the game. And so for 4 hours every Saturday, I would pester them with a question for everything. Like, do I do this? And they're like, you want me just to fly your ship for you? And I'm like, no, I got it. How much do I allocate for life support? And they're like, I told you 30 times. You know? So anyways, there you go.
All right. So
Shout out to Starfleet Battles. If you want to sponsor us, give us a game.
You heard our last advertisement, which was exquisite, by the way.
We can do that for you.
Yes.
We can make you the whiskey of board games.
Yes. The super whiskey of board games.
Oh, could you imagine that? Just like a dope ass drinking game
Yeah.
where the whiskey's included. You can't buy it at a game store. You got to buy it at a liquor store.
You have to roll to see how much you drink.
Spoiler, the pieces end up all over the wall when the first fight starts.
Oh my god. So what
So yes or no, can I cast the reanimated corpse thing? I know I can reanimate body parts, but can I do the whole thing now?
you cannot do the whole thing yet.
Okay.
Uh,
So then
Matt,
I'm going.
I love that
Just
Crowley
animate-
points a verbal gun at the DM and says yes or no. Make a rule.
Well, no, I just want to keep
No
it going.
petitioning. No, there's a Sal's pizza being delivered to your front door so I can reanimate corpses. Just yes or no. I demand that you decide, DM.
Well, it's the Irish versus the Italian. You know, it's the more direct rather than like, you know,
Yeah.
arm
Let me tell you how
around you. Yeah.
Let me tell you how this is going to go, Guinea.
Yeah.
Speaking of telling how it's going to go, our friend El Berzidente just subscribed. Thanks, man.
Do people still like this show?
Welcome.
Yeah, we got it's weird because it's like I'm not sure if it's you know, because everybody's getting their COVID money rescinded or what.
Yeah.
So we usually broadcast for about 15 to 20 minutes before everybody realizes we're here, and they're like, "Oh crap!" So yeah, we have a pretty good following in the evening show. We actually have a lively following on the Monday afternoon show.
Yeah.
And things are coming and moving, so we're getting there slowly but surely. Can cyborg parts be printed for what author J. Matt cannot reanimate? I don't know.
I told him I have the parts, just not the skill.
Yeah.
So like so anyway, well, instead of going to the forge, I'm in my barracks.
Mhm.
I am arranging all the body parts I have on the adjacent bunk bed. And it's all laid out. It's the croc head. It's Benny's torso and one of his arms. So whenever this thing gets reanimated, it's going to have a little bit of a T-Rex-ness to it. It's the big-ass kicking animated lizard god leg. So like I have everything. The one thing I do want is I want to find that Birdman. Because I think wings would be great.
I have the most expensive whiskey in the world, so this doesn't bother me.
Yes. This is just like my crewman's doing this. It's like just normal every day.
I'm
So-
just choosing to ignore all this insanity.
Uh-huh.
as the
So
side captain.
at level 1, which you're, I believe you're at level 1 at this ruined path, you get 2 spells that you can choose.
Yeah. I think they are. One of them is the reanimate body part, which I've abused. And then the other one I have, I think, is vampiric touch, which is the like attack for my health.
Good. All right. So we're going to. Yep. All right. So I have your character sheet up if I need it. All right. So you guys had, basically ingratiated yourselves with this tribe, and you took Kiala with you, who was the Red Priestess from the Crimson Thorns, the Crimson Grove guys. last episode, Chaos Actual made an impassioned plea to bring her along because y'all didn't have a healer. So your boat, your ship, the Cyclops Whore, was on the other side of the peninsula you guys were on. So rather than trek there, your stalwart companion who flies you all over the place, Amanda, she was part of the original Ranger crew. She shows up with the Osprey just outside of the necropolis to pick you up.
Nice. That's service.
You board the airship, and the crew chief comes down, pulls his mic away, and he's like, "Where are we going?"
What do we have to do next?
Well, you had the soul stones. You know,
we got the soul stones
that what's his face had brought in.
Yeah.
But that kind of hired you to get.
Right. But these are really for our forge, to protect our forge, right?
He told you that they were for the forge. He wanted one, and he said you could keep the other one.
But what if we kept both? What I will say is let's go meet up with this guy and deliver one soul stone.
All right.
It's time to meet Trago.
We got a destination.
Where is Trago? Do we know?
Trago Island.
I wasn't at the Trago encounter.
No. Well, we know where his island is. Yeah. Whether he's there or not,
we don't know where he's at.
Well,
yeah.
Bren and I are kind of beholden to Trago, but
wait a minute.
We also did this under the understanding that if you ever met up with Trago, you'd kill him. So we'd be in the clear. So that was our plan.
Oh, so we're gonna kill Trago.
Well, you are.
Yeah,
we do not. We've made promises, right?
Yeah. Even if I don't want to kill Trago, I'll probably kill Trago.
Thank you.
We'll help you. We could just call him.
Yeah,
you could.
I pull my silver communicator thing out, like this thing. I don't know.
I think that's a good idea, but let's screw with him first. Doesn't he have shipping?
Oh yeah.
Let's go light up one of his ships with our minigun.
I'm down.
All right. So the crew chief is like, all right, so fly around the ocean till we find one of this cat's boats and then light it up?
Yes, that sounds exactly like one of our plans.
That does seem like excessively hard. I mean, I'm not sure what my alignment is, but I think it would be chaotic evil at that point, right?
And the crew chief looks at him and goes, that sounds like something my nephew would have said in his D&D games back in the day. I don't know about chaotic evil. I just know that if this cat is on the evil side of world domination, maybe sinking a boat ain't so bad.
Ooh, yes, you've justified it. I'm lawful good. Yes, let's go.
You're a paladin now.
Yes, and I'd like to take the gunner's position with my whiskey.
He says, I got two 240s on the back, bro.
Nice, let's do it.
So, what do you call it? You guys climb in, and the rotors spin up and catapult you into the air. You start flying over the island. You can see, you're passing over the swamps. You can see all sorts of different locations here and there. There's you're passing over a ruined village. You're on your way heading out to the sea when right out of this batch of huts, and you don't really see anybody. You just see ruined buildings. It doesn't look like this town or village has been lived in for a while. It just looks like it's abandoned. There's a plume of smoke that comes out from underneath that roof, and all sorts of alarms start going off in your headsets.
Does this feel, because I'm a pilot, does this feel like a fast mover?
Yeah, you're thinking maybe a stinger.
Okay, I'm gonna get on the mic because I have pilot skills, even though I'm drunkenly manning a 240. I'm gonna perceive our position relative to the missile site So, and then using my pilot lore, I'm going to announce the angle that I think the pilot should take and tell him to pop chaff.
You hear a series of pops on the outside of the. Now let's see how good this is. You hear a series of pops on the outside of the aircraft, and you see like huge trails of smoke just venting away with these powerful, almost like phosphorescent lights as they stream away, kind of like sounding like those 4th of July sparklers.
Yeah.
Imagine that on crack.
Okay.
Those things just scream away from the aircraft. There's everybody gets told to hold on by the crew chief. The aircraft banks and like incredibly hard, and there's an explosion somewhere outside the aircraft.
I would like to reply in FU.
You're gonna send some rounds down there?
Yeah, like I'm, like it's probably badly aimed, but I'm gonna unload on that site.
Do it.
With the 20-sided dice.
I'm gonna open fire too. Cause
you firing out the back door, or because like right now there's only one side that can fire with how you're aimed. So
if I can get a good target angle, I will shoot. If not,
he's on one of the tail guns. The crew chief was going to run to that side gun on the side door, unless you want it.
Oh, I want it because I never say no to machine gun.
All right, go ahead, Nick.
Now I'm pretty sure a 2 is a bad roll, but I do have pluses.
What's your plus?
Not enough.
Like 1 or 2 or 3. Like
so. Let's see.
probably even I mean I'm drunk. Is that a plus?
It's a plus for somebody. Let's see. Where are you, Rock?
Is today going to be another day of bad rolls?
Do I have to send you newer dice?
Come on.
All right. So you got a
So
plus.
there's a 17.
You got a +3. So
Yeah, like that's a 5.
that's a 5. So you punch holes in the roof.
Yeah.
So you just see like thatched roof, straw, bits of detritus just come apart as you're pounding rounds into that roof.
Yeah. Let me just set this up. Like I'm in an Osprey banking hard. Like this is probably near sunset. Brass and linkage are flying in all directions. Chaff and smoke are coming out everywhere. I don't care if I hit. This is great.
All right.
I like. Who would not want to follow that captain? Me.
Right.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, you just bought like $6 million whiskey.
Yeah. Exactly.
Life is good.
Did they print it with the gems inside?
Well, I mean, they're probably synthetic. So they're like they wouldn't pass like a jeweler's thing. But maybe I would say the forge. Like we probably have to draw a line. The forge can't, print you an exact replica of the Hope Diamond.
Because that would be weird. All right, so Bren, hit it.
Let's see. That's
+1 for singing "Rocky Like a Hurricane" by the Scorpions.
I got a stunning 11.
I'm singing Bob Marley.
You better start singing something.
In Hawaii, shouldn't you be singing like Don Ho? Don't be messing with Don Ho.
No, I know. I was gonna make a snide thing, but I was like, I can't. There's nothing. You can't say anything bad about that.
No, Don Ho.
Yeah,
You can't say anything bad about Don Ho.
exactly.
So you got an 11.
Yeah,
You also pelt rounds into this roof.
we showed that roof box business.
And you guys are right here, and she's trying to drop like toward the trees.
You know how everybody like always starts the urban legends about John Denver being like the greatest sniper in the entire world?
John Denver?
Yeah, like you hear it like Mr. Rogers was like.
Yeah, I heard Mr. Rogers.
Yeah. If someone would do that about Don Ho, that would be awesome.
Well, you know
Or
Hawaii
something really
5-0.
jacked up. Like Don Ho was an interrogator, and like he murdered over 50 NDAs
Yeah,
to get the salmon. Like something really like not cool, like kind of creepy. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Let's see. All right, so you rip up that roof, and Don Ho would not be proud with your firing right now. So that Crowley, you doing anything?
Throw a leg.
Can I urinate on the buildings below? In the I miss James in the James M. Ward fashion. I heard my captain say, "I don't care if I even hit. I'm just gonna give it a go." So I feel like I drop trow and give it a go, but I don't even have to roll this one because I know what happens.
I don't think that would be very safe.
No, wait. I go, and it immediately turns to mist in the wind and turbulence and just blows back into all of us.
Yeah.
And I realize what a terrible, terrible idea this was.
Even your leg is kicking you right now.
Well, I left my leg. It would be, but I left it at home on the bed all put
Well, no,
together.
you guys left right from the necropolis. So
So I still have the
you
leg.
still have the leg with you.
Yeah, even the legs
And
kicking
the
my
head.
ass now.
What a pisser.
Real nice.
I think we should go in and waste whoever this is. I'm gonna look for I think I don't know like could the pilot put it down in that dirt field or that rice paddy?
Over here.
Yeah.
She can turn around.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to try and assault through going this way.
Yeah, let's go up let's go kill everybody in the village like you do.
But Captain, we're not qualified for air assault.
I love the
Luckily, it's not
conviction.
luckily it's not an air assault. All you got to do is jump out the back.
Yeah.
All right, so she whirls around, bringing the aircraft back this way. More chaff lights up as another rocket comes out from this building here. The missile flies through the air, strikes the chaff just as she's landing, and you guys are like pelted in bits of debris and flame as she puts it down right here behind these buildings for cover.
I asked the crew chief to help me disconnect the 240.
He pops the pin, pulls the retaining lug, and then hands it to you. He goes, I don't have anything rigged for like carry boxes. Do you just want to take a case?
And like drape me with another belt.
So he pops open the stylishly powder coated and monogrammed Galaxy's Edge ammo can. You hear the slapping of the as he's pulling those links out, and he wraps it around you and uses like an elastic band to kind of like keep it so it'll stay where it is, but when you're ready to load it, you just pull and it'll pop.
See, that's pro right there. I wouldn't have figured that out.
He's like, you're up.
All right. In my pirate outfit, carrying my 240.
With a machine gun
and a highly filigreed, magically inscripted Desert Eagle.
I do this because I think I saw the Navy SEAL recruiting commercial. Right to everybody. Everybody follow me in a wedge. I do this. I even make the rally symbol because I think that's actually something. Knife hand. Oh, because I'm an officer. Can I roll the knife hand? I rolled a 7 for my knife hand.
It's believable.
Yeah, it's believable.
You got under your wisdom. You're good. You got under
and I'll lead anyone that follows me up this dirt road towards the SAM sites.
You going up here, or are you going through here?
Let's go through there, and then let's stay on the road. Let's stay. Let's sweep off into that terrain through those small houses and try to hit that first SAM site.
So you're gonna crawl through here?
Yeah.
I'm with him, but while we're grabbing gear, I grab a belt of ammo and wrap it around the leg like a bandolier. So it's just like carrying it. So this giant lizard leg is hopping through with like a.
And everybody stops as it every time it strikes the ground. It sounds like spurs because of the ammo.
It's jingling.
Jangling.
Oh my god! All right, so you guys dismount, and the first thing you do is you come to the edge of this building, to kind of like stack up and get ready to start moving. What do you call it? So it's you. So it's Rock Powers, Bren, and Crowley. The first time some of the excitement has worn off the drunken haze, you notice that some of your other comrades are missing. You don't know where, but now that your fire team, your squad minus is more like a fire team plus.
Okay.
As you guys are kind of like slithering into this building, getting ready to move this way so that you can start cutting through these smaller structures, you hear like a psst.
Okay. I tell the cleric to stay close to me because we're going to waste some Charlie.
Are you bringing her with?
Yeah. You need a medic.
Oh boy.
She says, I can't believe I'm doing this. And she like puts her cloak hood up and her mask and runs behind, loading what looks like kind of like a small crossbow.
Okay. What is the material of these buildings?
It looks like thatched together bamboo.
Okay, cool.
But
Man.
it's thick. It's thick and like maybe that big around each pole. And the tops of the buildings are like thatched roof with grass.
Okay. And we're hearing the psst from this building?
Right here.
Okay.
So you guys are stacked here. From just inside the window, you hear like a psst.
I'm gonna to say identify yourself, or we're gonna light you up.
So very slowly, you see a top knot rise above the window, followed by greenish gray skin and a face you recognize. You remember the face of Samson, who helped you take out one of the lords of Fang and Fog,
Right.
who was formerly played by Ted Lehman, who does these excellent dice pads and blah 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 blah. Do you have the dice? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Look at that sexiness.
Damn, that's so nice.
I think when the cops came into my garage, they feared this. That's why they were so nice.
So Samson sticks his head up and is kind of like, "Do you remember me? What's going on?"
We do remember you. We just took fire from 2 huts at the end of the Ville, and we're going to go in there and waste those Charlie, and then we're going to figure out what this is all about.
What are you doing, Samson? Are you going to go with? You've been pinned down by these guys ever since you encountered them an hour ago.
Well, I'm going to go with, but I'm just going to wonder, what the hell is it, Charlie?
Don't worry, we wonder that too.
If he says
talks
that,
like
I
this
look at him.
sometimes.
I look at him real close and I go, "Charlie lives in the jungle."
A lot of things live in the jungle.
Charlie don't surf.
I would need
All right.
napalm for that.
Yeah, exactly, they do. All right, so you make your way out to the road. When you get to that, let me put this back up real quick before I turn to the other map. So when you make it here at that first stack of buildings, just slightly after you round this corner, you got a fence that's right there. So you make your way through, and as you're crossing the road, you hear like a and several like puffs of sand fly up, most likely rounds coming in at you. You got a building here and what looks like an old barn right there.
Would that be where the fire seems to be coming from, or is it coming from forward?
The way the dirt is coming, it looks like you're being fired on from over here somewhere.
Okay, I will drop prone and lay down a sustained base of fire.
Oh, nice.
Tell the rest of the element to flank right and attack through the ambush while I continue to pin them with suppressive. And I'm also writing another Archon. So just Captain bravely exposed himself to fire while directing elements to assault through the ambush. This should probably at least be a bronze star.
At least.
At least.
With a V.
Is there any other kind?
Yes, they give them as consolation prizes for
Yeah.
officers who never left the talk.
Yeah, then I'm just a staff officer, but with the V, I'm really somebody, everybody.
All right, so he's right here laying down fire. What are you guys doing? Are you following his?
Yeah, we'll move to the right and
Yeah.
flank. But I leave my leg there to help belt feed ammo into
What
his
an
gun.
assistant gunner that is.
Yeah,
No.
because he needs someone there.
If
So,
that leg knows how to do it, that's a help.
I am mad. It's
That
a
leg-
king lizard
That
leg.
belt straight. I'm not expecting it to shape little brass piles, but if you can help me out to feed, man.
But he can feed. He can feed. So
Okay.
we're moving to flank.
Yeah.
All right. You guys get about to here. And he's sending rounds out this way, 6 to 9 round bursts. He seems like he's got good enough cover to where the rounds keep coming, so nobody's caught him yet. As you guys reach about here, you start taking fire yourselves.
Is there any
It's not
viable
automatic either. It's like it's periodic, like cow. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you can tell by the length of time from sound to strafe. It's what do you call it? You're probably a good distance away from whoever's shooting at you.
So can we run into the buildings for cover?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I do. I don't really pay attention to what the other two are doing.
like screw those guys? Yeah, I think probably taking a building might be a good idea. See if we can get
All
a
right.
better vantage on these guys.
You got a small cabin here. Looks more like a tool shed than anything else. You have a larger, kind of like an old mill house right here. Somebody probably lived there with and did some what do you call it? Like thatching and stuff like that. You got what looks like former livestock area right here.
The mill house has some height to it, right?
The mill house does have some height.
It looks like
Yeah.
it might offer a better vantage point too.
That's where I want to go in. I want to find some place to get a good view of what's going on in front of us.
All right. So you guys crawl up there. Do you go up onto the second floor?
I will.
All right. So as you guys climb up, it's kind of like a little loft with an open window. The last person up on that ladder breaks it. Just because
Yeah, that's me.
The 6'8" guy. Yeah.
Yeah, the 6'8" guy.
Good job,
Now-
tall boy.
From now on, Samson will be 6'8" in Canada.
Half ogre.
Well, he's half something right now.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys get up there, and it's you can see the person laying down fire on Rock Powers is in this building, and it's 3 of them with rifles, but they don't look human.
That's gonna be my next question. And we have clear fields of fire on them. We can light them up, no problem.
Yeah, you can hit them from where you are.
Do we have comms with Rock Powers?
Yes. But before anything goes, Rock, can you give me a 20-sided die roll, please?
I can. I have rolled a 4. All my rolls suck today.
Well, at least you didn't jam. 4.
Damn. Well, at least the next one was going to be a 1 and then a 20. Thanks, guys. Thanks for nothing.
Are those the what do you call it? The
These are the
Pathfinder Black?
Paladin dice. I'll move over to the Corpse Reaver dice.
There you go.
That one was an 8. That was a 19. Damn.
You're sending fire this way. The first round, you're basically suppressing. They're not moving out of the building, but periodically they stick their head up and shoot. The Next round, same kind of deal. They fire back, and neither of the three hit you. In the third round, by the time it takes these guys to get into the building, you're on your third round, and you just rolled that. You rolled a 20.
I rolled a 4, a 1, and a 20.
All right. So on the one, let's see. Hold on a second. The one. Do me a favor and roll a single D10.
Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, are you seeing anybody? No.
Yep, that's a single D10.
No, it's a 1.
A 1?
1.
Yep, we're good. All right. So the belt, like one of the links breaks, and the belt just breaks, and you just feed through. So you've got to reload it. Give me a dexterity check. If you make your dexterity check, you won't lose that 20.
See, now I'm really rolling really good. 19. I do not make my dexterity check.
Well, to be fair, he has like a third sort of hand to help him out.
Yep. So let's see if that thing will feed for you. So,
Come on, buddy.
So you see the thing kind of like, right? And then drop and kind of like wiggle up. You hear like linking being done, and then it's like to you to like, in other words, like, all right, buddy, you're good.
Sweet.
I got this.
So
I give the thumb. I give the foot a thumbs up.
It tries to reciprocate.
Give it toe.
And then I go high on my 20. I just go high cycle on the guys in the building.
And that 20, give me a 2d10 roll.
Would you accept 6 and a 3?
63. You one of the rounds actually just punches straight through the bamboo. You see the thing, whatever it is, drop its rifle and kind of like hold on to the edge of the window. And even from all the way down the street with the echo of fire through the buildings, you can hear like like you probably just blew through a lung.
Oof.
Nice.
Oof. Someone's got problems. I'm coming for you, bitches.
And like you guys across the street, you can hear like every time that breathing comes in, like as it goes out, you hear like a whistle. So you're probably figuring it's a sucking chest wound. Guy sounds really badly hurt. Probably not going to get up again. Crowley, what are you doing?
I'm shooting. I see where they've been shooting at powers from, and I'm shooting at that.
Okay, go for it.
Roll a unadjusted.
To assault through the objective, not worry the objective.
I rolled an
I specifically remember using a knife hand.
That was inspiring, actually. This is why I'm like, I know what to do now. I saw the knife hand. That is also a true comment. So unadjusted 16.
Yep. Give me damage.
The rifle is a 2d6?
2d6, yep.
Okay. 9.
9?
Yeah, 9.
All right. So you line up your sights, feather the trigger. The guy that's firing toward Nick, you see his head snap, and he lands like across the guy who's trying to catch his breath. Who then like is like slapping him away as he's like spitting up blood.
Oh, that's cute.
Bren.
Okay, real quick. Have we picked? Do we have our new forage gear, or are we still to pick?
No, you have it. You have it.
Okay. Then
And I would like to note in the chat that Bren Villanueva Sparks is said that looking at this map makes me want to run a Vietnam-themed Operation White Box game.
Yeah,
I think Walt and I would totally approve of that.
When are we doing it?
We would love to go to Nam.
So and do like a Mac v SOG thing.
Oh, Talk dirty to me.
So, Sparky, when are you running that? Seeing as you have a break in the action right now.
I don't know. This is what happens when I have ideas. People expect me to do things with them.
Yeah.
And
Welcome to leadership.
Trademark.
And just so that you know, I'm at 52 minutes in the broadcast right now, so I know exactly where to clip this, so we can put it up on FaceSpace and harass you about it.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm going to take my fancy new sniper rifle and take a shot at whoever's still standing.
All right.
Ooh, that's beautiful. Unadjusted 19.
Ooh,
All right.
sexy.
So you already had this thing fed in and ready to go. You get on the scope, adjust, make a couple of clicks of adjustment, and then pull the trigger. For such a short rifle, it scares the crap out of everybody around you. The projectile blows through the bamboo, the guy's skull, 2 tables, 4 souls, and a skeleton.
No chickens.
What kind of rifle is this?
It's a Desert Tech HTI firing a 408 JTAC round.
I have never heard of that rifle, but I know you are
It's glorious.
You're one of my gun senseis. I would love a rifle like this.
If you go on to Demolition Ranch and check out Nick Ingram's guest appearance, Nick being called the Reaper, one of the guys from 3rd Bat Rangers, he helps test out the big 408.
Okay. Yeah.
They have another round called the 375 JTAC, which is kind of like a competitor to the 338 Lapua Magnum. So yeah, these are very. But the interesting thing about the Desert Tech rifles is, even though they're set up for sniper operations, they have a bullpup design, which means that instead of a Barrett being 6 feet long, these Desert Tech rifles are about the length of an M4 with a full barrel.
Wow, that's perfect. That would be perfect for helping me liberate California. And I mean with pests, gophers, and things like that. This isn't.
Yes.
I am not overthrowing my state. I just think we've really got to kill those commie gophers.
Gophers, the red squirrels that have been coming down
The
from
red
Seattle.
The Red Squirrel Menace, yeah.
So you blow through that dude.
That's probably going to get us yanked off Twitch right there.
Yep, you ain't lying. Yep, damn squirrels get you every time.
Yep.
Samson.
Well, they killed everybody.
There's one guy with a sucking chest wound that's down there.
He's not going anywhere.
War
so
crime.
I guess. Yeah, I was just thinking that I could go into stealth and sneak up.
At 6'8", a Slavic murder barbarian would like to kill himself.
Yeah, I'm going to.
And seems to have issues with our excessive killing.
Just a little bit of sneaking. Sneaking is good.
All right, so you're going to start circling around that way, going in through, I assume, would be the back?
Nice. Assaulting through the objective. I like that.
I want his stealth to work, but everything he touches breaks. So it's like this ghost is like just destroying the furniture behind it.
He goes to step through the ladder, the rest of the rungs break off.
Right.
Walls break down.
But they can't
doors
figure out
fall
what's
off.
doing it. Like
I look at Crowd, I'm like, how do we get down from here?
He starts
so
like
high.
picking up branches to hold the shadows over him so he can hide the shadows. Because
Well,
none
if
of
there are
the
no
trees are
shadows to
tall
work,
enough.
then
He's setting off
bring my own.
fires, but he's so massive they do nothing.
they just think he's a tree. Like they're leaning up against him and like
Godzilla has landed.
So Sparky, you're kind of like looking out that window to cover, and you take a round through the top of the thatched roof.
Shite.
Do you mean his toupee?
It might be. It might be once the bullet hits him. Meanwhile, as the barbarian murder hobo creeps forward, you take 7 points.
Damn.
Oh, damn. Charlie don't play.
Lovely.
But it
No.
did not come from the building that you guys were just assaulting through.
dun, dun, dun. Do we have any idea which direction it came from?
You're thinking somewhere out here. Whoop, there you
Okay.
go. So somewhere in this direction. You really can't tell. All you heard was the as it punched through the grass roof and then punched through Bren's armor.
Ow.
All right, where do you go from here?
Oh, sorry, that was him. Are we starting? Who is it?
Yep.
Is still his turn?
Yeah.
You want to do
Nope,
something
it's
about
going
that?
back to Nick because we're
Okay.
waiting. Bear's turn won't come up till the end of this round because he is sneaking.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So I think everybody in the hut got whacked, right?
Yeah, you hear one guy that's still wheezing and alive, but he's not shooting right now.
Okay. I'm going to tell Frankenfoot we're pushing.
It salutes.
Jamie, you know what you should do? You need to get the forge and print out some googly eyes and put it on the kneecap.
Oh my god!
Well,
Or I just have a marker and I draw a dick on his face.
yeah. I mean, they're kind of very dispensable. So, like,
Sorry for that language. Sorry. I'm going to do a 3 to 5 second
you
dash
meant penis, right?
that,
A phallic object.
combined with my cardio from being excessively handsome and good looking to the ladies and my drunkenness, which gives me a surrealistic sense of how much I can actually do. 3 to 5 second rush to the corner, drop prone once more, and try to find the sniper.
So you're gonna run to here?
I was
Or
hoping
further
up
forward.
one more corner. One more.
So right here.
Yeah,
So you're gonna be at the base of the building that they went into.
right. But now I'm going to look for that sniper because I would imagine I've heard cracks. I've
Yes.
heard fire from other places.
Give me
So-
a wisdom check.
I'm going to look for smoke.
Can I just say Rock Powers and Frankenleg is a great name for a 70s detective series?
Frankenfoot. I rolled
Yeah.
I rolled a 20. I don't think that's wait. No,
You
I
should
rolled
do-
a 20. That
you
my
should-
wisdom is nowhere near that.
You should probably use the
The other
The-
dice.
for the
Well, let's
rolls
see.
that need low.
Let's just see what the other dice would have done. 11. They would have
Yep.
made it. The corpse dice rolled a 16. They would have not made it.
All right, so you're undercover.
I have no clue.
No clue.
And since I have no clue, I'm just gonna fire.
Start suppressing
gonna-
fire.
I'm gonna delete that grid square.
Gotcha. Give me a d20 roll.
All right. We're gonna use the good dice. And those are gonna roll an 8.
Bad
Hold
dice.
on. No.
I have +3. That's an 11.
Yep, and you also get +2 for the burst.
Yeah. 13.
So you're laying down fire. You're doing like 3 to 6 round. 3 to 9 round bursts. It's echoing off of this place like crazy. At the very tail end of the burst, you hear like instead of the thatched roof sounds of being penetrated, you hear wet slaps. A rifle comes down out of the top of this building right here. And then a second later, a body falls to follow it.
Aha! Luck!
Crowley.
I want to use one of my frag rounds in the same vicinity that he put suppressive fire in. Kind of the direction of where the sniper shot came from.
Over here.
Yeah, somewhere over there.
So what are you using? A frag grenade?
The I think my rifle has like a,
The M320.
yes.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I
Nothing
still
like
have
a little 40 millimeter grenade love to
Yeah.
when you care to send only the very best.
Interestingly, 40 millimeter grenade love was my dancer name after I got out of the army.
Is that so you didn't have to eat ramen noodles ever again?
I was so tired of ramen. I knew I needed to strip.
Okay, so I rolled a 14 plus 3, and then I think I get a +1 for the grunt, so +4.
Yep.
So
And damage?
18 damage is 3 6s, right?
Yep, 3d6.
It's 10, 13.
Nice.
Now, if you were James M. Ward, you'd be throwing 2 grenades at the same time.
No,
Four
you're throwing
grenades at the
20.
same time.
All of them.
Could you imagine that at the range? Like you're going to the grenades, you're like, no, Sergeant, I throw 2 grenades at the same time.
You decimate the front of these 2 buildings, basically caving everything down. So it's
Do I
kind
hear
of
any like Wilhelm screams? Because that's what I expect. But
you don't hear any Wilhelm screams, but you're not hearing any return fire either. Bren,
yeah.
After I got slapped silly by that lovely round, I'm going to get the hell out of there, drop down to the floor, and follow Crowley out, leading with my carbine.
Oh, I'm not out. I'm still up top. So.
Oh. Well,
Yeah,
I'm getting the hell out of there because I get after a shot like that. And after getting shot, I'm going to move down to street level.
Bear, you what do you call it? You call over to Rock Powers to get him to lift and shift, which causes him to shift his machine gun slightly so that he's not shooting in your direction. And just until you can cross the street, roll a 1d6 and tell me what you got, and I'll compare it with your sheet.
Please be stealthy. Please be stealthy.
I have a 6.
Yeah.
I know that's not good.
You're fired.
So you ever see those Kool-Aid Man commercials where he crashes through the walls?
Oh yeah. It's called dynamic entry.
Yeah, you break into that building.
I love his version of stealth. I really do.
Worst assassin ever.
Interestingly, one of my other dancer names was Kool-Aid Man.
No, I mean, could you imagine seeing a almost 8-foot half orc crashing through a wall? I'd be surprised shitless.
Right. So the guy is sitting there like holding his chest, and you've seen these before. They're Knight of Barsoom, Czech barbarian Kool-Aid Man. You've seen these before. Slightly more slim than orcs, with more dog-like faces and wickedly pointed ears. Probably the hobgoblin variety of the goblinoid races. They're known for their mercenary work throughout the Shattered Sea. And he's sitting there and he's holding his chest and he's trying to like sit up with the rifle, but he's in really, really bad shape. He looks over to the other side of the cabin, like right around here. And in the back side of the cabin, there's a guy kind of like holding like the old kung fu salute. And he rolls his hand forward, and you can see he's got a dead man switch.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
I could cut off his hand so he keeps holding the dead man switch.
Are you going to try and cross?
Hey, I talked some bandits into taking a hand grenade from me, so in a different game. And they liked the hand grenade really much, and then they all exploded.
Yeah, they didn't know what it was.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to charge him.
All right. Let me see if you can reach him first.
How far is he?
He's a good distance away, so this might get weird.
Thank you for playing with us tonight, dude.
The funny thing is, this isn't the first time that character had the shit blown out of him.
Yeah. He comes over the top of this huge like dais, dropping down with a dagger raised, ready to kill the big bad, and Rock Powers throws in this chunk of plastique loaded for bear, wrapped in whiskey bottles.
Oh,
and
God.
he's like, suck it, bitches. Click.
Boom. Okay. What do you want me to roll?
All right. So let me see. Let me have a dex check. So you want to roll your dexterity or below?
15 is my dex roll. Oh, good. That's a 19. Thank you, guys.
Right there.
Yep.
So much more fun when you all roll badly.
Oh my goodness. So You guys are outside. You see Samson, the 9 foot tall, 9
Yeah,
foot
but I'm
tall,
growing.
Oh, he's bigger.
9 foot tall, stealthily, Austin Powers, trying to sneak into the side of the building.
Yeah. Are you sure we see him? Because I mean, he's being so sneaky.
Yep. There are shadows everywhere.
It crashes through the wall, and then the entire structure detonates.
Oh God.
I love his version of stealth.
I'm gonna write you a great posthumous archon.
Oh my God.
I'm not dead yet.
Hold on. I'm going to see if you actually make this. Let's see how many hit points do you have.
It's good that we're playing with Walt because we'll actually play by the rules instead of like James would be like, "You're dead again, and you're a gay pineapple because this guy resurrected you, and now you have to do what he says in Egypt." And we pooped on a sword.
So you get like thunder humped by this explosion, blown back out the wall you came in.
Damn, I didn't make another level.
So you take 15 points.
That's okay.
Which leaves you with 6, but
It's just a flesh wound.
This is a massive amount of damage. So go ahead and give me a saving throw.
And what nobody ever tells you in EOD is that when explosives go off, it's just like a pillow fight.
And it's funny too, because like you see those like shockwave videos where like people are flying back multiple meters, and it really doesn't work like that. It's usually debris that knocks you back, not the pressure of the explosion.
You mean Hollywood lies?
A little bit.
Yep.
So you
have a 14.
All right, so your saving throw is 10, so you're good. All right, so you hit that. You see him fly out, his skin, armor, and hair on fire.
I'm flaming.
It looks like whoever rigged this thing to blow doused everything in an accelerant. So he hits the ground. The sand puts him out as he tumbles to a stop, and you guys see him groaning in the middle of the street.
Well,
was this the first SAM site? Is this where we saw the first puff of smoke go up?
Hold on. Let me get back to there. Put the character away. We'll go whoop, scroll out a little bit. So the first SAM came out from right here.
Right.
And then the second one came out from right here.
And which building just blew up? This one where he
This one right here.
Okay. Yeah. And we just took out a guy there. So I'm going to knife hand everybody to say redirect to this area. And now I'm going to stand up and tell Frankenfoot to keep feeding me as I advance on this area, waiting for any targets to pop up, which I will then ventilate.
All right. So
and I'll tell the medic to do first aid on the murder orc.
Murder giant.
She looks at you and she's like, "How did he live through that?"
I'm awesome like that.
He said, "Tougher than a $2 steak." That's how.
She goes to work on trying to heal the burns and shrapnel that just accompanied. And are you going into the boom building?
No, I'm gonna advance down the street to the second SAM site.
Gotcha. So most of this is torn down because Crowley dumped a 40 millimeter grenade in this.
Okay.
When you go inside, you don't see any more people, but there are stacks of boxes, long crates, probably 2 or 3 of them, and then there's like a wooden trap door right at the base.
What's in the crates?
Stingers.
Ooh, stingers! Like a lot.
Stinger missiles. There's three cases of them, which each case contains one missile.
So 3 pellets. Okay. And
CIA's been here.
And then there's a trap door.
Yeah, like one of those old time the with the pull ring.
Right.
You lift up and you can see a set of stairs going down.
Okay, I'm gonna pull that off and stick the 240 in there.
All right, you see a set of stairs going down into what looks like a dugout basement. It's mostly dirt and mud on the bottom, but you don't see anybody down there.
I IEDs of any sort I'd like to detect.
Give me a wisdom roll.
Which dice do I use? Oh, the bad dice.
Yeah, the bad dice.
The bad dice rolled a 13, which I still don't think meets my wisdom because I think my wisdom's like an 11.
I have yours right here. Your wisdom is a 9, which
See?
would explain all the drinking.
See? Well, it looks great to me. I'm going down.
All right,
Somebody
so
has brain damage.
you go in, and as you go in, it looks like somebody dug out a basement, probably for food storage. You see like racks with preserves and stuff like that. Everything's rotten and pretty much done with. So this town was abandoned looks like a long time ago. On one of the walls, it looks like the wall kind of caved in at one spot with a huge like opening, but the opening is brick. Like mason style stone.
So it's bricked over, or as you move in, there seems to be another area to explore.
Yeah, the entrance of this, where it looks like the part of the wall fell off, exposing like an actual bricked entrance, kind of like an alcove that you could walk into.
All right, I'm going to calm with everybody and tell them I found a secret area down here and I'm going in. And then I tell Frankenfoot to go in.
You sent him first?
Yeah.
Ching, ching.
You know what?
Ching.
I have a feeling that Frankenfoot's going to be promoted to take my spot before long.
It's
I think
Corporal
Corporal
Corporal Frankenfoot.
He definitely outranks me.
While we're talking about corporals and all sorts of cool military stuff fighting things like hobgoblins, can you talk about Forgotten Ruin a little bit?
How could I not talk about Forgotten Ruin? I would say it is the new genre that seems to be sweeping Amazon by storm. It's the Wargate genre. What is Wargate? It's a perpetual taco machine, a modern military unit, and a fantasy setting. And Forgotten Ruin is the first of those novels. It is being very well reviewed, though some people do not like the main character's excessive use of coffee. Screw those people. I will continue to put more coffee and everything. There's also going to be a few more new Wargate novels coming out from wargate.com. There's going to be some free goodies over there. I would run over there and sign up if I were you. We're about ready to do our first Kickstarter, which will be around the Forgotten Ruin game, which I've seen, and it looks cool. And you'll be able to play this with your friends irreverently. Basically, think of it as Call of Duty with a 240 wasting orcs with AK-47s. It sells itself. And I do believe there's a really cool ammo can that is headed my way that's going to be powder coated in what we're hoping to be Coyote, which will be Ranger Tan. And then it'll have the Skull Stacker logo on it. It'll look cool. You will be the slickest dude at the range with this ammo can.
Absolutely.
But mine needs a friend anyway.
Huh?
Oh, there's
Mine
the
needs a
Galaxy.
friend.
Hold on. Yeah, here we go. The Galaxy's Edge can right there. That's badass.
Yes. And Walt 1 is headed at you with some Forgotten Ruin goodies.
Ooh.
And 3 sacks of my favorite coffee from 3 different roasters.
Much love.
Yeah, you will love it.
That's awesome. Yeah, don't forget to join the to join the mailing list. And what do you call it? That way you can stay up to date. Lots of good stuff. Has there been a date announced for audio on number 3?
Christopher Ryan Grant is back from his world tour. He's the audiobook narrator. Everybody loves that dude. So he's going to be recording book 3 and 4 in October. So I anticipate those getting released in November, December. And by the time that happens, the 5th book, Book of Joe, will be out. Someone really should write that book. And that's going to be really cool. And then we get into the new year with with Book of Joe, which is going to be a little bit of a departure from the main series. Think of it as a coming of age novel for a ranger. Then we get into the main story, which is rangers in basically ancient Egypt croaking a lich. That's going to be pretty cool.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I kind of want to keep talking about Forgotten Ruin now.
Oh, and then we had a big meeting today with Audible, and they're really excited about Forgotten Ruin, which we produced Forgotten Ruin in-house with our own audiobook narrators, and we use ACX to produce it ourselves. But Audible now likes Forgotten Ruin so much that they were pitched two separate series today, and they're really excited about it. We think they're going to acquire that, and that's going to be a series based on Sergeant Thor, which everybody loves that character.
Oh,
And then also some lore that you encountered in the first Forgotten Ruin novel, which is about the Delta Kings. So those will be that'll be pretty cool.
oh my God, that you just made my day.
Yeah, it's going to be like we're going to grow it. We're going to grow and grow, and there's going to be a lot of coffee. And I don't care what you MFers think out there who don't like coffee. You can die in a fire for all I care. Coffee is great. It's all I have left. I used to smoke. I used to drink. I used to party. I used to run around with a lot of women. I'm down to coffee. Okay. Okay.
Let me have my fantasy.
Yeah, let me have one thing.
It's funny too, because after last week's show, that is now my my ringtone for my text messages. Let me have my fantasy. It's hysterical. It scares the dogs every time. All right. So do you go down that hallway, Nick?
I sure do. Corporal Frankenfoot will lead the way on point, and I will follow with the kill weapon.
Gotcha. All right. So it's damp stone, lots of brick and mortar work. So it looks like, but this is old, like very maybe hundreds of years. You come out onto like deteriorating wooden planking out from this this kind of like almost like a spillway. And off right here, you can see some sort of a dais. You're pretty much under the village. But yeah, you come out here and it's quiet. There's not much going on.
I'm going to cross the, it's sort of like an underground cavern.
Yeah, big too. Like, so like if I zoom out a little bit, it's got some size to it.
Sweet. I and Frankenfoot are going to go to that tree there.
Yep.
And then I'm going to set the 240 down.
Okay.
And I'm going to pull my Desert Eagle. And I'm going to advance into the dais area. I'm going to check those flagstones for traps.
All right. So like right here, these are big columns holding up the ceiling.
Okay.
Right. You got columns holding up the ceiling here, and there's one in the back. But those are slightly smaller, and you're going to be checking the flagstones here for traps.
Yeah. And the flagstones leading up to the dais, and just, see if I see, like, I would imagine there should be a good layer because there was is that actually a fire? Is there a fire going?
It looks like some of the fire from the exploded building above kind of like leached through part of the floor. Like you can see like little cracks of sunlight coming through,
right?
But not a lot. So like it looks like something's burning down here that came through the ceiling.
Well, using that firelight, I'm going to follow the flagstones to that firefight, looking to see if there's any marked flagstones that seem odd or unusual or not with an appropriate layer of dust.
You don't see anything like that, but there's a lot of footprints throughout this area. Recent, very, very recent.
Human footprints, hobgoblin footprints.
Probably the size of the guys up top.
Are they in pairs?
It's all over the place. It would be hard to tell. If you guys had a ranger with you, like a in the woods type ranger, you might be able to get him to use his tracking roll for stuff like that. But it would be hard to tell. If you give me an intelligence check.
I do make my intelligence because I think wait, is that an 18? No, I don't make it. Rock Power's intelligence is not very high.
He's got a 12.
Yes. I rolled an 18.
Yeah. There's a lot of dudes that went through here.
Yeah, this seems like a lot. I will radio back into everybody else and tell them to rally on me down here.
We all go back to the helicopter.
Uh-oh, the Twitch went down. Got taken down for being murdery.
The Twitch went down. Yeah, it's saying unstable. I don't know why. We're good here.
Okay.
It probably has something to do
Twitch.
with Twitch. Yeah, Twitch has been very twitchy lately.
If we were a young cam girl, we could take off our clothes and it would come back on.
I'm gonna lick the microphone.
I think it's. I don't know if it's up or not.
Twitch is saying it's live, but it's unstable.
I see Nick trying to take his shirt off again, so I think we're back.
All right, so yeah, all around these flagstones are like what do you call it? Like different glyphs and like runes, but you can't make them out.
Well, being that I am the Pirates of the Caribbean's world's foremost duelist, I have no idea what ruins are. Ruins. Ruins. I don't even know that there's a difference between ruins and runes.
And runes. Yep.
Yeah, you said Caribbean and not Caribbean. That's impressive.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yes.
that non sequitur went nowhere. So
Yeah.
So going back to here, are you going to climb up into here?
Yes, I am.
All right. As you get to like just at the top, you start feeling like a pulsing on your hip, like something thrumming.
Do I wear anything on my hip? Like
you got a bag with 2 soul stones in it.
yeah. All right. Let's take a look in there.
Do you open the bag?
I do.
They when you first found them, they kind of look like a almost like an opal with an inner light. But right now, this one is like hugely luminescent orange, and there's a pulsing white light at the center. Both of them are doing that.
I will put one in each hand. I will holster my Desert Eagle, and by holster, I just mean stick it in my pirate sash and hope I don't blow off my junk. And then I'll pull out both soul stones and kind of hold them out like this.
Okay.
And then I'll start walking a little forward.
They're still glowing and luminescent, and as you approach the dais, things start happening to the actual map.
No, that's not what I want to have happen.
So
Uh-oh.
the actual floor starts glowing.
Sweet.
I hate it when that happens.
I tell myself, using my incredible wisdom, that this is probably a good thing.
Can we get a roll on that? On his wisdom?
On his wisdom as whether or not it's a good thing?
Yes.
There we go.
Listen, I'm the hero, so it's got to work out. Nicole said to me the other day, she goes, well, what happens if there's a civil war and everybody starts shooting at each other and you go off and join, whatever? And I'm all, well, I probably won't die. I'm the hero. and she liked that answer. She said, okay, you can go overthrow the country. I'm like,
oh my God. Like Mel Gibson in The Patriot.
yeah, I probably won't die. I'm the hero. Yeah. I wonder how many people have died thinking that.
Quite a few. So yeah, this whole, as you step into here, this whole thing lights up, and these 2 soul stones are glowing still.
Okay, so is that a dais ahead?
Yeah, it's like a pedestal.
Sweet.
As you're approaching your comrades, I assume you guys were venturing forth to find the good captain.
Oh
We
yeah.
left the island.
I yelled at not do anything weird or gay. Don't ruin this for me.
While he goes into a darkened hole with a detached foot carrying.
Yeah, don't throw pine cones. Don't throw pine cones at me.
All right. So you guys come in and see him approach this dais, which then lights up with all sorts of crazy arcane symbols.
Rock, what have you done?
Don't worry, I got this.
I just nod because this seems normal.
I'm placing the soul stones on the dais so that I can unlock the secret tomb of super whiskey.
Oh boy.
Are you putting one of the stones on the dais?
I am.
Just one of them, not both.
Well, I mean, don't jump in with whole feet. Kiss, make out, feel around. Don't go straight for it. That's half your problem. That's why you're single and alone.
So you
Aw.
you put the what do you call it? You put the soul stone on the pedestal.
Yes.
All that symbology that's glowing all over the floor, all over the walls. It pulses. That soul stone goes like stark white. It's so painful to look at. You guys have either turn away or it's like looking at an eclipse. You have all weird spots in your vision. There's no noise or explosion or like I have the power or anything like crazy like that. It lasts for about a minute, and then it's quiet. And as you guys are like looking around, as the room is now dark and all you got are the glowing symbols on the floor, a massive pressure wave comes back through the room. All those symbols go like hyper glow, and then the soul stone turns black.
Uh-oh.
That's a good thing, right?
What do you do?
Black as in, hey, that's a cool Tesla, or black as in like, this is the end of the universe.
It's
I absorb color, I steal soul. I'm not saying either will dissuade. I just want to know what I'm getting.
which
You know he's picking it up, regardless of the
Which one of us hasn't gone to the car dealership and asked, like, how black can you make this car?
exactly. It's not shiny. It's definitely like a flat black, and it's pulling. It's not like pulling color or anything, but like as you shine light on it, it's it's a very deep flat black. But as you go, do you go to reach for it?
I could ask the female cleric who has wisdom what she thinks. I reach and touch it.
Yeah.
As you go to put your hands toward it, you start seeing like little shimmering lights, almost like as if you were watching like fireflies.
2001 when they look at the monolith.
A little bit, but except these are like fireflies on the inside. And all of a sudden you just start seeing like all these little fireflies like come to the edge of the inside of the egg, touch it, and then kind of like disappear. So almost like stars and constellations. And then if you pull your hand back, it goes back to fully flat black. If you go to reach for it again, all the stars come out and whatnot.
Touch it. Touch it.
What do the fireflies look like?
It's just like little pinpoints of light, but they're moving in erratic patterns and stuff that remind you of fireflies.
dancing Vegas showgirls.
They checking
all look like that.
my gut and my intuition, which is, you got to kind of have that stuff to be both a pilot and an alcoholic. You got to kind of know when you're in trouble, when you're not. Like, how do I feel?
You feel fine.
All right, I touch it.
Okay.
I pick it up.
Okay. Yep.
Right.
You do it. No adverse effects. You don't, nothing crazy.
Okay. I'll put them back, put both of these stones back in.
So you got one opaque black. Now, once you release it into the bag, it goes totally opaque again. But every time you touch it, you see all these like little stars, just almost like constellations inside. And the other one is still glowing very brightly. It's bright orange with a white center.
What if I touch them together?
No, nothing. They just touch. Nothing seems to happen.
I'm going to inspect the dais.
Symbols, glowing symbols. It's dusty. Nobody's touched this since you came over here and dropped this egg on it, and they're just. It looks like age, like extreme age, has worn off a lot of what could be on the outside of these things.
Okay, I'm going to walk back to the cleric and say, "You have any ideas what this is?"
Her face is like.
I know, but
you can see
keep
through
it on the mission. that later.
She looks like horrified.
What's wrong, my lady?
We did not think there were any activation stones for these left.
Activation stones. That's interesting because, and I pull out this one. I'm like, this one's now black with fireflies. What does that mean?
She like puts her head down and like holds onto her knees as though she was just told the worst thing in the world.
I give her a little bit of my very expensive whiskey.
She like tastes it. She gives you a face like the first time somebody tastes whiskey ever. Kind of like fights against it and then takes another swig.
I know. It's good.
And hands it back to you. She goes, somewhere within this thing's range, there is now a load of death.
A load of death. Well, I've not heard that phrase used much outside of Taco Bell encounters. But I'm assuming that's not a good thing.
She says, who sent you for these stones?
A guy named Trago.
And she, as she was holding her knees, she looks up at you, asks the question. And when you say that, she like drops down to her knees and is covering her face.
So Trago's not a good guy, is what you're saying.
She's like, in the wrong hands, these stones are very dangerous.
Okay.
She said, those stars you're seeing,
yes,
are souls.
Are souls. Aha.
Ooh.
So when I took this stone, which seems to be some sort of repository, and I put it on that dais, there were souls trapped in that dais, and then the stone sucked them in there?
No.
All right.
There is probably a village, town, or city that everyone who was walking moments ago just dropped dead.
Way to go,
That's-
Captain! War crimes.
That's not on me, and let's just keep this between you and I.
She says, you're not going to put the second one on there, are you?
Well, no,
I'm
not
wondering
now.
the same
You
thing.
would have run forward and said, don't do that.
Now we need to test it for science.
Yeah, we should go ahead and do another one.
So basically, this thing just killed a bunch of people.
You would have to count the stars to know how many.
Well,
Okay.
we don't know that for sure. It could just be a fluke. One is just random.
How close?
Is there an upside to this? Like, now this is a cool grenade.
You can use it one of two ways.
All right.
You can use it to power extreme magical effects,
Okay.
or you can command it to release its energy, which is probably how this place ended up down here.
I see. Okay. So is there any way we could make the people come back to life?
You would need a necromancer.
We don't have.
Wait a minute.
those.
No, yeah, we don't. Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Do we need and I use this word loosely, good necromancer?
That is
Confident one.
yeah.
You will need somebody who can command the dead.
Okay. Well, then we do have one, that rather glum fellow over there.
I'm not glum. I'm very chipper.
I'm
all for you, Yeah, I'm all for you putting the other stone on the dais.
Sure you are. You're a really cool guy. Chicks dig you at parties.
This is not true.
But I would prefer not to have a war crime on my record, being as I've wrote 3 really good upgradable archons so far.
Well, I mean, you already have one war crime. What's another?
I don't have what's the first war crime?
The first stone?
Well, yeah. I would like to reverse that if I could. I'd like to put the genie back in the bottle. I'd like to put the Coke back in the machine.
Okay.
She says, I could attempt it,
Yes.
but I don't know if the stones would disobey.
But why could the necromancer do it?
These were created by necromancers.
I see. He's kind of like, he's not really in it for anybody else but himself. But like, if he did this, would that make him a more powerful? Like, could we sell him like, hey, if you did this, you'd get something out of it?
He will have considerable more control over the stones than you or I would.
Right.
Why didn't you just say that from the start? Jesus. Okay, yeah, of course I'll help you.
She says, this is all rumor, conjecture. We've had the stones for as long as I can remember because we were protecting them from the outside world.
Right.
We were told they were powerful enough to keep the effects of the ruin from taking our machine from us.
Right. So Trago sent us to get these.
Mhm.
And then he kind of distracted us with surface to air missiles, like you do. And
That's what I'm thinking.
and wanted us to come down and do this. Like, could that be a scenario?
I could see something where that could happen. Yes.
I feel like I'm still pretty good on my Archon. I've managed to shift a lot. As an officer, I've managed to shift a lot of blame.
She says,
and as a good officer, I'm trying to undo the bad thing before anyone else finds out about it.
she says, these pilot stones, these sites that allow us to use the soul stones and charge the soul stones, we didn't think they existed anymore. These soul stones, the more they glow, the less power they actually have. These were almost empty.
So now that black one is not glowing, it has all kinds of power.
You could destroy cities, ruin continents, raise oceans.
Well, we don't want to do that. What we want to do is put the souls
Whoa,
back in the dead
whoa,
people's
whoa.
bodies.
Now, hold on there, Captain. Maybe we can use this to blow up Trago and his entire island.
Well, as callous and drunk as I often seem, I don't actually like to kill mass groups of people.
They're
She
not
says,
people.
It's just
They're
Trago.
enemies.
She
Just
says,
like Draco.
with your necromancer and these control stones, you could probably do that. As he grows in power, ability, and experience, he wouldn't need the control stones to use these.
Yeah. See? So why don't you do a little development, personal development, and put the souls back in the dead people's bodies, and then you would have the stones and you wouldn't need this control thing anymore. What do you say to that?
Me? I'm for it.
Okay,
Let's do this.
can you help him? Can you talk him through it?
She says the stone would respond to him.
Okay, I toss him the black stone.
All right. So it's about this big, right? So they're not huge, right? So they're about that big, slightly heavy, but it's got the shape of like an egg. Do you put it on the dais?
Do I hear anything or feel anything from interacting with it?
Screaming, like abject terror and screaming.
Well, that's annoying. Yeah, so I put the black stone back on the dais.
All right.
Kind of Indiana Jones style, like I'm swapping it out, but
looking
I
for
don't
boulders.
swap it out with anything.
As you touch the corner of it, the entire room like shifts for you. You guys all see him just kind of like freeze in place, but for you, you are whizzed across the ocean, several different islands, and you come to a city where you're standing on top of what looks like a bell tower, and everybody is just dead in the street.
Whoops.
Can they hear me if I talk? Like, can the captain and them hear? Like, if I say anything?
You can't hear them talking or doing anything, but you don't know if they can hear you.
Okay, I just say, I think I know what you did.
That's not important right now. That's
Okay.
not important at all. Let's just put the thing back.
Okay.
So you hear like off in the distance, like way, like maybe somebody's shouting or whatever, but you can barely hear it. You hear something like maybe not important or something like that, but you
Okay.
can't make out full sentences. It's very light.
I will hook you up with Dolores.
Dolores.
He would just want parts.
Yeah. So the cleric chick, she's walking me through this, right? So I'm like, okay, I see.
You can't see any of them.
And I can't hear the cleric chick either?
Nope.
You're on your own.
I'm on my own. All right.
And I'm the abyss.
I'm on
One
top of
false
a
move,
bell
you fall
tower of a completely dead city.
Yep. And now the city looks very lived in. You know, you can see like smoke still rising out of chimneys. You can
Except
see,
for all the dead people, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you can
It's
see
perfectly
like
normal.
like horses are like trying to buck against their reins.
Right.
Carts are just driving through the street where like people are falling out of the seats.
well, I think we're on the same page, right? So like 5 minutes ago, before Rock Powers did anything, this was a bustling, jiving place.
Yes.
But since then, now it's just why the last man and woman. Like everyone's gone.
Correct.
Okay. I have no idea how to deal with this. I was expecting a little more going through it, but apparently I can fix it.
He needs a Soulstone book for dummies.
Yes, I do. I don't. Can I raise any of these souls out of like the nearest corpse? Can I like try and not reanimate the corpse, but like raise the souls out of it or put the souls back into it?
So you look
the
down,
stones, shake them out.
and as the what do you call it? As you look down and start focusing on people, you have what looks like a mother and a small child, maybe 8 to 10 years old.
Oh my God, Rock Powers, Jesus, dude.
And then you have what looks like standing, or what would have been standing in front of them, were 2 city guardsmen with looks like they were probably standing with like spear and shield, not threatening. Judging by the way they fell on top of their weapons and not on their weapons, but like they fell on the
Right.
shafts, and they're just laying in the street there. That's the first group that catch your eye.
Well, the mother and child, I'm going to see if I can communicate with or, get their herd their souls back into their bodies.
So as you're like focusing on them, and you're like, okay, so do I, start yelling out, heal these people? Or as you focus on them, the world around you shifts again, and you're standing right in front of them, and out of the egg comes 2 of those lights.
Oh, cool. So now I just need to do this 300,000 more times. Okay.
What do you do with the lights? They're
Oh.
just hovering above the stone.
Okay, can I grab the lights and put them back in their bodies?
So as you release the stone, it just hovers there.
Yeah.
As you grab the what do you call it? The 2 lights, ghostly images of the 2 people, the mother and daughter, appear right in front of you.
Okay. Are they screaming in abject horror? Or are they like, oh, thank
no,
you?
they're just staring at you right now.
Okay. So I collect those souls and I attempt to put them back in their bodies.
All right. So as you kind of move forward to, do whatever, you can feel almost like shaking from your hands, like they're trying to get from your fingers.
Okay. I keep at it. I'm new to this, so I'm learning. And I even say that out loud. Look! I'm not that experienced in this. So you just bear with me.
You release the lights, and they slam into the bodies that kind of arc as they as the energy goes back in. And when you turn to the egg, just a tidal wave of these souls, kind of like all Poltergeist, 1986 movie, just a tidal wave of these things come out. The little lights becoming people, becoming and searching for their bodies, and then slamming into the ground.
Cool.
Within
Rock Powers, I got good news. You're not a total psychopath. Like I fixed that. We're good.
After a moment, the stone goes back to its glowing, the bright orange with the white core. And you're faced with a single light.
Oh, I need to figure out who this is.
It's you.
Oh, you just went all M. Night Twist on me.
Yeah.
Um,
Just imagine if you kill your own soul, you'll be an emotionless sociopath.
so I can just do nothing. It'll be exactly the same.
It's like the Simpsons, where like the one Simpsons where where Homer's being tormented by the devil, and it's in the middle of the night, and Bart walks into the kitchen and goes, "Hey," and then
I'm going to leave this final one because I'm gonna play my odds, and I fixed so many others, but this last one I'm
going to keep this one.
All right,
it's not so much that as I don't want to screw things up.
All right.
So
you just let it hover there, or do you put it back in the stone?
I put it back in the stone.
Okay. The stone turns like not black, but grayish with hints of orange.
Okay. I'm not completely satisfied, but
After a moment, it goes back to its orange with white core, and you're back in the room with everybody.
And so I'm looking at this thing, and then now it's orange as well. The physical one from me.
Yep.
It's like I just pick it up and I underhand toss it to Nick, to Rock Powers, and I go, "There you go, all done. We're good here." I completely got every single one fixed.
I'm going to turn to the cleric and say, to me, it doesn't feel like we should leave this place standing. If that's what it can do, if it could just annihilate random people, we should kind of maybe blow it up, right?
Kiala, who's the priestess,
Yeah.
she said, there are many people in this shattered sea that would, if they knew this place was still here, would come for you so they could use the stones here.
Okay.
All right,
Well,
so we're burying it.
Then we have to deny service.
She says, I can assist with that.
Right. Or we have these stingers.
Go surface to surface and see what.
Yeah, if you could do it your way, but you can also use a stinger as a sniper rifle. I'm just saying, they will pick up human targets.
So what do you do?
I'll let her do her thing.
She says, "Is stinger easier?"
It is easier. It would be easier. We could fire it off. I don't know if the crew chief would give me a hard time, but we could fire it off the Osprey from altitude and watch the place go boom.
She goes, "I don't know what any of that means."
Yeah. Is your way hard? Like, would it make you? The most important thing that I'm concerned about is would it make you less attractive to me? Because I would like to preserve your beauty. And I'm willing to use high explosives to do that.
Oh man, that's so romantic.
You don't know the half of it.
Yep. Oh my God.
He will hit on any NPC.
She says, after using a bit of my powers throughout the ages, I think this is going to stay for a little bit.
Oh, sweet. Oh, phew.
She says, but all of you should leave before I do anything to this chamber.
All right,
Okay,
let's hustle on.
Bye.
We hustle out. I collect the 240 and Corporal Frankenfoot.
Thanks for not forgetting him.
I never forget it, and we never leave a man behind.
Or a leg.
or a piece of the man.
And sorry, you're gonna have to find a new foot. He's part of the team now.
Oh no!
That's fine. I mean,
Frankenfoot is the best AG anybody ever had.
it seriously is like no joke.
Wait till he puts him together with the rest of his jigsaw freaking monster.
Yeah, I can get a new foot.
All right, so
I'm a pirate, and I could have a parrot, or I could have a foot.
I still want an undead parrot.
it would be weird having this big giant. Remember The Empire Strikes Back, where like Bosk, the what do you call
Yes.
it? He's got his foot like gripping the side of the thing.
Yes.
So dude is like, "Oh, bounty hunters, we don't need their scum."
Oh,
The thing's like blah, 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 right?
That-
Imagine you're on the pirate ship and that thing is just perched on your shoulder, gripping
that would be
with its talons.
Yeah, I don't like that thing.
Ouch.
I really want its wings.
that scene in that movie, like that particular scene, is so underrated because that scene alone conveys so much about the larger universe.
Oh yeah.
Just like the cantina does, that the rest of the series just goes and shits on. Like, you're not interested in the universe, you're interested in Space Farm Boy. I'm like, I'm kind of interested in the bounty hunters. Let's talk
That's the
about
scene-
1988. Oh, nah.
Wait, that's the Boba Fett intro scene, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just
Yeah.
no disintegrations, and
No
that's his character is like, oh, he disintegrates people all the time.
Right.
They have to tell him not
Apparently,
to.
that's a problem with both.
Yeah, exactly. And that's his character. Like that's it. No disintegrations. Like okay.
And we never
I
get
get
to
it.
see him disintegrate anybody. It's just bull.
Yeah, we have to wait for the Mandalorian to see the disintegrations.
But I mean, if Vader's telling you do not disintegrate people, you have an issue.
Whoa.
And it's kind of interesting the way it happens because he's like, and no disintegrations. And
Right.
and Fett just looks at him like, fine.
Right.
Not
'Cause
even
no-
scared.
No one's going around telling Vader, "Hey, no more force choking." like it's obviously an issue for Vader, but no one's like laying down the line. But Vader lays down the line and Fett's just like, fine.
Literally,
Yeah.
Boba Fett is the king of the sham army.
He really is.
Showed up for 5 minutes, stole everybody's heart, and left.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So you guys climb back out of the stairs, out of the basement. There's like this massive rumble, and like the rest of the building kind of comes down. She comes out to the outside, and she looks exhausted. Like she probably did something that was way above her pay grade. But she's hanging in there. What do you guys do with the rest of some of these buildings?
I offer to carry her back, or I hand her some whiskey.
She takes another sip and she's like, why is it this and not wine?
Well, wine is fine, but liquor is quicker.
She says, I will take your word for it.
I know. You look so great today. Did I tell you that? You look great.
She
She's
says-
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman.
And
She
that's
says-
why whiskey.
I am tired after healing your friend and doing what it took to collapse that chamber.
I know, baby. Can we get back to base? Give you a little massage.
Oh boy.
Maybe a foot rub.
I don't no.
We shall burn the village and head because it's Nom.
It's space nom. I mean, it's fantasy nom.
Because it's fantasy Nom. We light the hooches and we make it back to the Osprey, and we
All
take off as it goes up in black smoke, and we whoop off into the sunset.
All right. Do you guys start heading for? Do you guys start heading to Trago's Island?
I think now Trago is in for some payback, and I will get those pelicans. We recovered the pelicans, I would assume,
Yep.
full of stingers, and we will now look for some of his shit to mess up.
So you, what do you call it? Crew chief hands you a headset so you can talk to the pilot,
Yes.
and she's like, "Hey, boss, what am I doing on direction? Am I going back to your island, or am I going to hunt down Curly Q, whatever his name is?
We're gonna hunt down Trago. Our two guys have any idea on Calm or Island, or like do we know how to find him?
She goes, I can tell you where his island was. We went there.
Oh, let's go there.
She goes, done and done.
And I think Brent has a direct comm to him.
He does. He's got a like a little silver plate that he can use to talk to him.
Can it be used in any sort of triangulation manner?
Who are you asking?
Well, Bren.
As soon as we can get him back.
Yeah.
I think his connection just.
Are you there?
Well, I think we know where Trago's island is. So
Well, yes. Wouldn't it be funny if we knew exactly where his handheld communicator was and we had a Stinger missile? Wouldn't that just be
it would be hilarious?
Dream?
Yeah.
She's like, so am I flying on toward the island?
Yes, please do.
She goes, now, I didn't really walk around too much. I just kind of landed there, and then the other kids went and started playing in the playground.
Right.
I did notice some ADA. So
yeah, with an Osprey, not a great idea. Can you put us down outside ADA?
They had the island pretty guarded. I would suggest, I know you guys aren't rangers per se. She goes, but
we're Air Force.
If you had,
we're Air Force. We're better.
Yes.
Air Force Rangers.
She goes, I could always drop you guys out a ways and you could swim in. Or
that's the Navy.
She goes, I don't have a boat or Zodiac handy. She goes, the other thing is, are you back?
Maybe. We'll see. I had to reset my modem.
So, Rock Powers wanted to know if that little silver bar could be used as like a tracking thing for Trago.
I pull it out and look at it and show it to him like, it makes phone calls.
I do like the idea of calling up Trago and talking to him and letting him know that we've sent a missile directly to where he's standing the second it hits him. Like, I think that's a great idea.
So do you guys fly toward the island? The pilot says, from what these guys have told me, isn't he waiting for one of these rocks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So why don't we just call him and tell him we're coming?
Well, that seems like a good plan.
Why would we want to do that?
Can we do more?
Let me think about this for a second. So we call and we say, hey, we've got your rock. We're coming. Why don't you stand out in the open?
She goes, I got your rock. They let us land, so we're below the 88 defenses.
Right.
And you guys walk out and blow the whole village with the stingers.
Yeah. That seems like something Rangers would do. Okay. Let's do that. Let's play it cool and act like we're all one big happy family and we're bringing the rock. But he's trying to get us and screw us. So he's going to have a trap of his own.
She's like, oh yeah, that's definite.
So now it's getting a little chessy. I better drink.
I need a drink too.
The $6 million whiskey.
Does the
the 9 wisdom
help me to see anything that I'm missing?
Yeah. I think the whiskey is going to do more than his 9 wisdom.
No.
Yeah.
Only that there's when this bottle runs dry, there's probably more on the Cyclops whore.
Yeah. So I've got that going for me.
And the Cyclops whore isn't as susceptible to ADA.
That's true. And I've got my cockatrice head. I could run into battle swinging my cockatrice around.
Well, you have that whip.
I've got the whip. That's right. I've got the cockatrice whip.
So let's see. Rock powers.
I have dice, a whip, and 2 swords, and a displacer ring, and a magic vest.
You have
And the cockatrice whore has the Cyclops whore has a cockatrice bowsprit.
Yes. Bowsprit. Oh, someone took Sea Scouts.
I'm from Newport. That's not even Sea Scouts, man. That's Yacht Club.
Yeah, you got that. You got that cuirass. You got the ring of
We're going
blinking, the
fancy.
cockatrice whip. You have the broken 7 sword, the twisted fate dice, the severing sash.
And I'm loaded.
You got a couple pieces of magic.
All right. So we sit down and we say, hey, we're here with your thing. And then he's like, great, trap.
Probably.
Okay. We have 3 Stinger missiles. We have our equipment on board. We want to kill him a lot. Do we think he understands the concept of Stinger missiles? Well, he has ADA, so he would understand the concept of Stinger missiles.
Yeah, I think he's from our era originally.
You
right?
know he's a former deep state guy.
Yeah.
Former deep state guy.
Probably an alphabet soup monkey.
And there was a soul in that stone. Now that you're like a real live necromancer, could you turn that stone into a trap? Whoever touches it gets their soul sucked into it.
Look, I'm like a level 1 or 2 necromancer, and you're asking me questions that are like level 14 necromancer. I can't even reanimate all the parts I've collected yet.
Right.
So, yeah, of course I can turn it into a trap.
What was he going to give us for giving him the stone?
He was going to let you have the other one.
Okay. So that means he's not going to let us have the other one.
To be fair, he is not fully... he thinks you're on board with all of this.
Right.
So you're kind of our wild card a little bit.
Right. So there's 2 ways we could play this. What we could say is like, hey, we know you're going to screw us, so we're going to protect ourselves. And we put the soul stone in Corporal Frankenfoot's boot.
I'm loving this.
Along with explosives.
Oh, still loving it, but
And that kind of plays like, and then we're like, hey, we're just going to fly away now. And then we blow him up with an IED. Or we just walk in there and go, gosh, shucks, here's your stone, buddy. And then we walk away. Like, trying to figure the angles here. Do you see?
So what are you going to do?
I don't know. How can I cause as much chaos as possible?
the blowing him up thing sounds a lot more like a Rock Powers plan.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
And I'm not attached to King Lizard's
Boot.
leg. In fact, I'm a little jealous that he seems to have bonded with you.
Now I wanted to live. Now I want to live. Corporal Frankenfoot, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, buddy. Okay, fly us in there. I've got kind of a plan.
She's like, "You're sure about this? Because I have an early morning tea time that I absolutely have to meet."
No, we are gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna ask Corporal Bren to go ahead and get on the comm and tell him we're coming in with his soul stone. Mission accomplished. Roger that, sir.
You're muted.
You're muted, Boomer.
I do that to a T.
All right. So you activate the silver ingot. His face kind of materializes and appears there, and he's like,
There it goes again.
"No, you're still good. You're still good. Can you hear us?" No, yeah. I can ask you if you hear us, and you can't hear us.
Can you act out what you're going to do through interpretive dance?
So yeah, he gets the face of Trago appears, and he says, "I'm listening. Do you have stones for me?"
We have recovered both stones, and we are inbound on your location, and we've discovered something of interest.
Do tell.
I turn to the cleric and I go, I believe it's called what? What was that site called?
She's like, control stones.
Control stones. We've located a control stone node.
He looked like he was like, like kind of like a dude takes his cell phone and like puts it like right here, and he's off doing something as you're on like, like the, you have it on the external speaker, and he's just kind of like, yeah, okay, yeah, and then you say control stones, and he stops, and now you have all his attention. He's like, you have a full control stone site?
We have a full control stone site. We don't know what it does. Again, we're new to the ruin, but you seem to be our only partner. So we just figured we'd let you know, and we can go and secure it together, buddy.
He says, he goes, like you see it, like a hand materialize up, and he gives you like one of these, and he's like, get Dave all now. He goes, we can, if you can furnish me with a map with where these control stones are, he says, I will make you a very, very rich man.
I love it. How rich?
Obscenely rich.
Okay, I think we can do that. My pilot tells me you have ADA at your location. Are we cleared to come on in?
He says, oh yeah, we have certain avian difficulties in the area.
We're bingo on fuel, so
we have all the juice you need. Just come in, get refueled. He goes, you have a solid lock on this? Can you black box this so we can just pull the GPS data from your, well, not GPS, because obviously GPS. He says,
it was an abandoned location, and we took ADA fire. So the computers will mark where we took that fire, and you can go and do whatever you want with that. That is not our circus, not our monkeys. We are just going to get back to our forge.
She says, he says, wait, you took ADA?
Right. We took stinger fire from, we're calling them hobgoblins. Is that a thing? We don't know. We're new here. So we sat down in a rice paddy, and we went in and wasted those dudes. Then we discovered the location, subterranean location. Seemed to be some older architecture. We went in there. We identified that site. One of our indigs told us what it was. They don't seem too keen on it, but they ain't saying much. So we figured, hey, we better pull back and alert the higher ups. Like you do when we're all working together, buddy.
He says, you don't know how good you have it right now. He says, listen to me.
Okay.
He goes, just start getting here.
Right.
I am going to give you protection on the way.
All right.
He goes, that ADA thing, that is not a good thing. He goes, were there human beings shooting at you?
No, they were hobgoblins.
He says, get them in the air now. He goes, get here. Just get here. And the bar returns back to like just the sense of a bar.
All right. I turn around to the team and I say, what do you think I just accomplished?
Well, it sounds like he thinks we're on their side, which is good.
Right.
So, I think you do your plan.
Right. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a map. And it's going to be
a Crayola.
It's going to be a bogus map, right?
Right.
Like some other place.
And the X marks the spot.
Right. And then you're going to take that one soul in the soul stone and you're going to turn it into a bomb.
Is that how they work?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Go in and talk to it. Find out what
is our cleric here? Can she clarify that? Can I take the remaining soul and turn it into a bomb?
She says, you mean like the explosions that were outside?
Okay, that sounds like a yes to me. So I'm going to try and take this soul and turn it into a bomb.
So you hand him back the stone?
Yeah.
All right, it's kind of like grayish. It's returned back to its like original colors. They're kind of like a reddish stone, almost like the clay you get in like North Carolina or someplace like that. They were glowing orange earlier, but that's because you guys were nearing those control sites. The As you hand him the stone, it goes from like the reddish brown to like dark gray.
Okay. So I see that.
Dangerous. That feels vaguely dangerous. Because
So
black is like you can destroy a bunch of stuff. So gray is maybe like you can destroy a little stuff.
We're an island.
You want to blow Trego's hands off.
There's what do you call it? There is a single light in the center of the stone.
Yeah, talk to it. Find out what it is.
I try to remove that light. I try to raise it up like I did the other.
It comes out of the stone, and the stone turns back to its reddish color.
What does the soul look like? Like, because when I did it to the others, I saw the girl and mom, right?
You don't know until you take a hold of it.
Of the soul?
Yeah, like until you grab it, you won't know until you grab it, like you did before.
Come on, no guts, no air metal.
So I'm gonna grab the soul.
All right. There's you in the back of the Osprey disappears, and now you guys all see him standing there. He's just holding this thing in his hand. But like to you, everything just fades away, and you're standing there with a guy in old armor, a cloak over one shoulder, and he's standing with his arms folded.
Do I have a gig for you, man?
I think he wants to talk to the manager, honestly.
It responds to you in a language you don't understand. And as it continues talking, you catch like every fifth word, then like you're missing 2 or 3 words per sentence, and then eventually it catches up to where you're hearing him speaking. And he says, and there is no negotiation unless I can claim a body of my own.
Do I have a body for you to claim?
He says, what, as the final soul, what are your orders?
I want you to go into the stone and supercharge it and make it a bomb. And when you explode, there will be dozens upon dozens of bodies for you to claim.
The stone doesn't work like that.
What?
What it will do is, upon you giving me my release and making this deal with me, I will activate the power of the stone, and I will collect from the area you set the stone down in.
Okay, so what you're collecting, if I get this right, is you want a body to inhabit because you're some mega super badass, right?
I was not. I was a sergeant in the King's Guard. The stone was brought into the city, brought to a control site, and the final soul took my body and the souls of everybody in the city that I was charged to protect.
Oh, so you're a good guy. We're good guys too.
He's like, I don't know good from bad. I only know.
Yeah, white hat. You wear a white hat.
Like, you can't really see colors on him. You can see like almost like Roman style armor, very out of character with what you've been dealing with.
Right. So we have a problem with this guy who's kind of in control of this island, and he's someone you'd want to have protected your people against. And we're kind of in the same boat that you are, so to speak, where we want to protect our people as well. But I think this is a great opportunity for you as well, because he's primo meat, and I know, like, I'm looking at this guy and I've been eyeballing his limbs for like months now. So if you help us out with this, I guarantee you'll get this, grade A corpse choice.
He says, as a speaker for the dead, I am required to obey you. If you tell me to collect in an area, I am forced to. However, just keep in mind, if our deal holds and I take his body from him, if he is the last collected, he will be the final soul in the stone, which means that you'll have to deal with him every time you want to power the stone.
So he'll be trapped in a stone and have to talk to me for the rest of eternity.
He goes, "You're an eternal being?" He goes,
Well, I mean, he'll be eternal. For the rest of my life, he'll have to deal with me.
he says, this is most likely the case.
I'm not hearing downsides.
He says, the downside is these stones were created at about the time of the forging of the ruin. He says, of the 4 stones, these having the final souls in each stone be men of virtue and principle can allow us to sometimes argue against their implementation.
What's one bad stone, really? I mean, there are 3 others, right?
He says, of the 4 stones that were created, I know of 2, this one and one other. I felt its presence close. And both of us were people of virtue in our lives before we were taken by the stone.
Yeah, see? So that offsets this one. I think you'll be very happy in your new accommodations.
He says, I look forward to working with you outside.
Okay. So
Well, hold on.
Well, he's got to come out of his trance in order to tell you guys all this.
That's true. That's true.
So
Right.
so that's why I'm leaving, because I'm leaving to relay all this information to the crew.
All right. So you reappear, like all the surroundings reforge into place, and now you're facing the crew who are like getting ready to hit you with the paddles because, you've been under for a minute.
For a while, yeah. But my shoes are still on, so I'm
Yeah.
full game. I get it. So I tell them what's going on. I tell them the vision I had, told them the deal, told them all the stuff with the noble rocks and noble people as the last souls, and but Captain, you're the captain.
So to get this straight, this guy wants out,
Yes.
and he'll harvest all these souls on this island because this is a bad people island. We want to get rid of these people.
Well, I think he'll destroy all these people and then choose from the best bodies for himself.
Right.
And then one of those will be the last soul in the stone.
So I'm going to turn to the female cleric and say, and we probably want the balance to be a good person, right? Is this stone part of your religion?
She's like, no, we were just guarding them.
Oh, okay.
Their religion is blue Slurpees now.
Yeah, the blue Slurpees. It's true.
All right. So he harvests, and then he takes one soul, the last soul,
Which
To
he
replace
swaps.
him. Yeah.
to replace him.
And he takes that person's body.
And he indicates it's better if there are good people in there.
Are you
Yeah.
going to sacrifice me, Captain?
Well, I'm clearly not good. I am very
Yeah.
chaotic neutral, if anything.
If we only still had Big Benny.
Well,
That's not good.
I think we can use this to our advantage
I agree.
because we can tell Trago, oh, do you want to get out, and make him do stuff for us?
Right.
then-
that
We
And
can make
then-
him our trained monkey.
And then what we'll do in my fictional fantasy scenario is we'll find like a really old Jedi kind of guy who's dying. And we'll say, hey, you've done all this good. Want to get in the stone? And then we kick Trago out.
See, I'm on that wavelength because I think if we trap Trago in the stone, even if he's a bad guy, it's awesome. Because we just get to torture him for at least my immortal or not my mortal life.
Yeah.
And from what you can gather of the stones, the souls only remain in there until they're used. So, like, if you don't put them into anything, they're used to power the stones, and the stones are like a giant power battery for magical effects and like major like. So, a druid, if they could use the stone, if they have the ability to talk to the dead, or a cleric can use the stone to harvest cities, cause tidal waves, huge pillars of fire, lightning strikes. A magic user who can talk to the dead can use the stone to do a lot of the same effects, or like dimension door to other places.
Supercharged fireball.
We have an ex-CIA druid, so I think we're good. Like,
well, I think it would be good. I think it would be good for you. It's almost like an artifact for you.
Right.
The question is with Trago, like, does he get burned up in a charge?
If you if you use the final soul, it would take a necromancer of immeasurable skill to repower that particular stone. So without a final soul to run everything, almost like think of it like a cell phone without an operating system.
Right.
It's got everything it needs to work except for directions.
Okay.
So without a final soul in there, you don't have the ability to make it work. You'd have to get a necromancer to re-energize it with a single soul before you can get it to use all of its abilities.
But the guy who's going to go out and harvest, he's going to pull in souls. So there will be souls in there.
Yeah.
See? So now you'll have a charged item.
But he's pulling in specifically Trago.
Right? And other people, and all.
Is it other people as well?
Yeah, we want to get everybody who works for him because they're.
I thought it was just killing them, but not putting them in it.
No, we want to pull them all in
and claim the island.
So yeah, once you drag everybody in, you saw the effects on that city.
Yeah.
Without your holy smoke in there, the pipe's going to go out eventually.
So we're going to do that to Trago's Island.
I think we should.
Okay, I agree. I want to do this to Trago's Island. And not just that, but the negative side effect, I do not see as a negative side effect at all. that I get to treat Trago like my little bitch for a while is frosting on the cake. I like it.
Anything that allows me to claim his stockpile of cold beer, I'm down for.
Yeah, it's interesting because you guys are more afraid of Trago in the stone, and I'm more afraid of this guy in the stone taking Trago's body and becoming, something we have to contend with in the future.
Well, we could always just shoot him.
No, he seems to be a good guy.
So you guys are okay. That's fine. I'm not the best
judge. No one would ever lie to us. We're the heroes.
Yeah, like that never happens.
Yeah. So we'll sit down and you and I will walk out, and I'm going to rough up what looks to roughly be some sort of map of Disneyland for him, where X marks the Jungle Cruise and it says "You're boned." And when he reads that part, that's when you guys need to harvest souls. Don't harvest my soul.
Do you have one?
Well, I don't even want to be there. Like, can't we rig this up on Frankenfoot?
Leadership is very lonely, and it's comments like that truly hurt. If I had a soul, but I don't.
All right. So what do you do?
We land? And we look like we're just like like I send the crew chief out and be like, act like you're gonna get some fuel, and we're all buddies.
He's like, what do you mean act? We're like, we need gas. So
I know, but act like it's all good. We're getting gas, and the pilot come out and do that pre-flight check, and let's just act like we're one big happy family while we go suck out all their souls.
Act like we really need gas to get home. Yeah, we do. Yeah, good job. Like just like that.
It's like, hey.
So Trago comes up, and he's with a woman. She's in like the power suit with the pumps on.
Oh
and,
no!
like,
Oh wow.
and
Rock
she's got
Powers is
like-
gonna have to save her.
she's got like a data pad on, and he goes, "Tell me you have the stone."
We have the stone right here. My man Crowley has it right here. He's the one that recovered it, and it's
He's the
beautiful.
man.
And who is this enchanting young lady?
She doesn't speak.
Oh. Everybody speaks the language of love.
She rolls her eyes and is like tapping on the board with like a little light pen. And he goes, "Come on!" So he walks you down the ramp.
We got fuel, right? We got fuel. They're going to fuel
We're
this up.
fueling
Right?
you up right now.
Sweet.
So
We recovered 3 stingers.
He goes, "All right, so we need to talk about this. Come in." So he brings you to. He's got like this little hut that's set up like a bar where he like is doing his work. You can see a couple of laptops up and operating. What looks like a satellite uplink on the roof. He walks in. He pops open a couple of cold beers and glass bottles and starts handing them around.
Good.
He's like, "How many of those guys did you encounter in that village?"
Did Bren come with us? Is Bren with us? Is Samson with us? Is like
Yo, yeah.
so all 4 of us?
I raise the beer up to my lips and I go, "This isn't poison, is it?"
He goes.
It's
He takes yours, takes a sip, puts it down, takes another one, takes a sip, and he's like,
I'm
"Do I
like,
got to
"No,
taste all
nope."
of them."
I
No, I
slam
don't
out
want
my,
these terms.
Back
No
off.
thanks.
I slam out my super whiskey with the rubies and the diamond.
He's like,
Goldie Flakes.
he's like, "That's fine. Use your." Okay, that's mildly impressive.
Yeah.
He's like, how many troops did you encounter?
1, 3, 4. Was it 5, 6 guys? Like, I mean, at the most 5.
Well, there
But
were 3 in that one building.
Down where the stones were, there were lots of tracks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God. Did any of you see like a Grizzly Adams looking kind of dude, crossbow, but like modern weapons and a mixture of like ancient and modern armor?
I mean, every day. Like
Yeah.
Not
Rock
you
Powers.
guys. I
Have
mean,
you seen
oh.
he's like,
we did not. We just killed the Hobbs, and we thought it was interesting that they had modern weaponry. But
he says,
I mean, honestly, if it weren't for my decisive actions, that would have gone bad.
he says, "All right,
Well, the heroic actions of Frankenfoot,
huh?
helped out considerably.
Corporal
says-
Frankenfoot.
Who is Corporal Frank? Is that you?" And he points to Samson.
No.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just hovering, looking mean like Teal'c inside it.
No.
Brent-
Corporal Frankenfoot is a disembodied foot.
Yeah.
Who's our
You-
AG.
Yeah.
And Bren interjects.
He's an excellent AG. And honestly, we were pinned down by fire, and he was working those links, and I was. It was great.
You met his predecessor.
Is
He
that
goes-
a different leg?
Hey, it was a different leg. He's like,
Yeah.
Leg's
"Are
a
you
leg.
still animating feet?" He goes, "I think you have a thing."
Oh.
He says,
Oh
"Look,"
yeah.
he goes, when we first got to the ruin, I came in with the Rangers from the Broken Teeth.
Right.
He says, "Look,
The ones that ended up being slaves?
no.
That was our
Those
Rangers.
that was your crew."
Oh, that's right.
He says, "Listen, mistakes were made, and certain members of that particular Ranger detachment went off to do their own thing.
Yeah.
One of these guys is has been trying to affect the ruin for his own plan. He's got his own deal. Now,
Right.
me, I kind of want to see things turn so that humanity isn't so much on the menu
Yeah.
like we've been. So I've been working behind the scenes, talking to governments, pushing events in certain ways so that I can get us to where we're not on the menu." He's
Well,
like,
that's a no.
one of these stones is having one of these stones will help me with this. He's
So what's
like,
keeping you from this? Are you lacking power? The power to do this?
he
He's
says,
lacking powers.
he says, the entire ruin is powered by shadows and lies. And this stone, when fully powered, will give me the ability to do some damage to these shadows and lies.
Yeah.
Oh, so you want to be in control of one of these stones? That's it.
Well,
I mean,
you get one and I get one.
Yeah, not that I care. I mean, honestly, we'll keep a stone, whatever. We're just here to have fun and party, and like it's pretty cool. I like it. It sounds like, just like back where we came from. Sounds like you've got everything under control. And I actually, even though I was in the Air Force, I kind of agreed with that. And give him the stone. Yeah, let's. You know what?
Yeah, we can help. We can help him with this.
I read Lord of the Rings. I always thought having the ring, all the good that you could do. Let's see you do it, man.
He says it's not about the power; it's about having the ability to affect the change, so that humans stop being massacred.
I know.
See, you guys were all worried. He turns out to be actually a noble guy.
I was
It's like, oh, you're actually not so bad.
He's
I'm
like,
glad I
look,
enjoyed that with you.
sometimes you got to get your hands dirty, to plant a garden. He goes, but the thing is, he's like, if you're on the radar of one of those maniacs who left the broken teeth, he goes, and if there are hobgoblins involved, he goes, you're probably dealing with one of the Lost Rangers. And these guys are not, I mean, they are asymmetric war fighters of the highest order. They are nasty.
I have a pretty good rapport with all the Rangers I've met so far. They seem like great and very supportive.
And how many of those have shot stingers at you?
Not a lot. No.
He goes, if they were trying to shoot you down, it's because he was probably after the stones.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, we'll give him the stone.
All right. And so I give him the stone and unleash the soul and let the soul do its business.
All right, so you command the soul out while you're all standing there?
Well, I mean,
or do you wait?
I'm bucket hitting the bottle while it goes down.
I'm enjoying my beer, thinking this might be a bad idea, but
I don't want to be in the radius of the soul claiming bodies.
it'll be fine.
No.
Yeah, well,
Bren can be in the radius of the soul collecting bodies. But
I'm going to be here to claim the bar when this shit goes down.
I do not want to be in that.
All right. So do you get on the? When do you command the soul to collect?
After we're clear of the, I guess, blast radius of what he's gonna do.
I don't think there's any blast radius. I think it just does it.
Yeah, but he's gonna collect bodies from anyone in that radius.
So
we don't want to be in there.
He says, without a control stone, I need a talker in order to guide me. That's you.
Okay. So how close do I need to be to talk to him?
He says, command me and set me down.
Okay. So I command him and I say, wait till I'm clear. These other guys, if they don't want to get clear, that's cool. But wait till I'm clear.
He says, you'll know when the stone is active, and you'll know when to come back.
Okay.
All right. So do you guys do anything before you leave?
Well, Bren's pounding the beers, so
I go, oh yeah, and I got this map, and I got to take a whiz. Here you go. and I kind of ninja star it to him, and I walk out the door.
Yeah, I grab a beer for the road. I'm like, nice seeing you, Trago.
I'm going to put the full beer bottle back on the bar.
I'm sorry the map's drawn in Crayola. Our captain is very, very drunk. And then I leave too.
So, all right. So you guys get on the Osprey. Rotors spin up. Thing shoots off into the air, right? And as you guys are starting to orbit to go where you're going, your pilot comes on and she's like, "Where am I going?"
I think we're gonna head back to base now.
Wait. Well, let the stone do its thing so I can recover it, right? We're gonna hover a little bit.
All right.
And then we can pick for the.
Is it gonna go boom or something? Are we gonna know? Is it gonna be cool?
Well, I mean,
we can't find out if we go home.
The spirit in the stone said I'd know when he did it, and right now I don't know. So
you guys are like, and right now I don't know. all the water on this small island gets pelted down and then pushed away so that the bottom of the ocean is just visible.
Uh-oh.
Like I said, we're waiting for a sign, something that's like visible that like, would let me know that something happened.
Will there be like a soundtrack or a score or
I don't know.
catapults into the air like a huge, almost like perimeter. It pulses almost like it's about to fall and then gets pushed back again. It does that 3 or 4 times, and then the water just crashes down and refills back to its normal, waves lapping up against the island.
I would think that would be it.
I don't know.
Yeah, that looks like the sign.
Now Bren goes away when I wanted to have him contact Trago for a second.
Yeah. I'll pull out my thing and try to contact Trago.
Thank you.
All right.
That sign was just so subtle.
So you pull out the silver bar and start messing with the contact. The what do you call it?
What?
The
complete horse crap.
The silver bar, starts shimmering, and you don't see a face. You just hear a voice that says, "Hello."
Nice.
Oh, what did we do?
Good cliffhanger.
But it's not Trago's voice. And you guys, both Bren and Crowley, get the little goose flesh where you're that little hint of recognition. You might have talked to this voice before.
Oh boy.
Oh, not that guy.
Nope, not that guy. Maybe somebody who's not has all their faculties.
Wait, James is back?
Want to thank everybody for coming out. Thanks for hanging with us for some D&D when sci-fi writers get bored and start rolling some dice. We'll catch you next time. And